This is our best USA bat video brought to you by Baseball Express, who helped us out with a ton of these bats, so shout out to those guys. We've spent the last several months hitting every USA baseball bat we could find. They helped us fill in the gap. Great site, check them out. This is some of our footage, finding out the best USA bats for 2020. Hitting with the USA bats for 2020, way too much. In fact, our hands hurt. We've had a couple thrown bats, is that true?
Yeah.
A couple throws. Here we've tracked a ton of the data. We have all the exit speeds. That's all on our site now. We've written our reviews. Now it's time to hear from like real players that actually hit the bat. All these bats, all these crazy price points, all these barrel sizes, all these grips and these connection pieces and different constructions and different companies and different end caps and different barrel profiles. The list seriously goes on forever.
That's a good hit.
We spent the last several days hitting all of them, and now it's time to hear, at least from real players, the best USA bats. Just because a bat feels good doesn't necessarily mean it hits the ball far. If you had to choose a bat on terms of pure feel, what bat do you think feels the best?
The Axe Avenge.
The Axe Avenge. You're being serious?
I'm being dead serious.
Did you like the handle more, or do you feel like it was more the connection piece, or was it exactly that you think you liked about it?
I think the handle helped, and also like the feel off the bat.
Interesting enough, in terms of swing weight, right? The Avenge actually swings real light, so maybe it had something to do with that as well. But in terms of a good connection piece, in terms of a smooth feel, who else is the expert if not you, right? I mean, you've hit with all of them. Now, in terms of exit speed, his #1 bat. You're looking at it, folks, right there. The ADV Drop 11. We think, we're just going to say it out loud. At Bat Digest, we actually think that Easton did it. We think they cracked the code in the two-piece composite USA space. And it's the first year since the beginning of USA that we've chosen a composite bat as what we would call the best USA bats. This video is sponsored by Baseball Express, but that's Bat Digest's opinion, that the bat with the best performance is actually the ultralight launch comp, not the drop 10. In fact, funny enough, exit speeds for this bad boy were not as good as exit speeds for this bad boy. For what it's worth, that's what we think, and that's crazy, right? Because in the past, we've been really big fans of aluminum barrels, bats like Voodoo Balance, right? The Voodoo actually did really well. This is our favorite bat last year, like that two-piece connection with an aluminum barrel. The very first year, a composite bat beat an aluminum bat. We're just telling you how it is. Is that the best bat for everybody? Maybe not. The fact it only comes in a drop 11. Our favorite bat, ADV 360. This hitter's particular favorite feeling bat was the Axe Avenge. There's some bats in here that frankly felt weird. The Drop 12 Rawlings. People are calling this one the Cherry Bomb. We're not sure that's the best name for it. This bat actually had decent exit speeds, honestly. Super light swing, the barrel's monster. Dude, it sounds broke. We think all of them sound like that. We don't think it is broke. We think it just sounds broke. What other bats you like?
I also like the Solo right here.
Yeah, why'd you like the Solo? It's a stiff one, man. You had some trouble with the stiff ones because they hurt your hand so bad. Why was this one different than other single pieces?
Because it's a drop 11 and I got in the round faster, and the feel of it, it was just better.
It did well in our exit speeds. It's been a fan. People have been a fan of this. We think there's something to do with the drop 11 space here that really makes bats sing, and we wish more companies made drop 11s. We think, frankly, in a large measure, that's why that ADV 360 did so well. It's like a two-piece composite and a drop 11. That's almost unheard of. Although its swing speed is kind of in the middle of everything, but it is officially, I guess, a drop 11. Which one would you be sure that you would not pick up? But this is just to say, this particular hitter, on any given day for USA bats, this would not be the one you chose.
This one right here. This one is, I do not like that bat very much.
The Sabotage. It's a no-go, super small barrel. This is the one I think you might have thrown across the cage. Is that right?
Probably.
Definitely for smaller kids, slower swing speeds, slower pitch speeds. Don't expect to be hitting 60-mile-an-hour pitches with this bad boy. Another shout out again to Baseball Express for helping get some of these bats and filling in the gaps. The best USA bat for 2020, of course, is an individual decision, as it always is. We often get people that come back and look at all these bats and say, man, what's the best one? For what it's worth, if we had to pick one, that would be it. The ADV, drop 11, 360. If they didn't like that one, we'd honestly probably take a look at the Solo. Try out the Solo. If that didn't work, well, okay, try out the Voodoo. We'd try the Voodoo. If that didn't work, we'd probably go another two-piece composite, something like the CF Zen, maybe the Rawlings Quattro. Then we'd try other single-piece bats, like maybe the Cat, maybe like the Hot Metal. This is one you guys never even thought about yet, but the Hot Metal and the Power Arlo from Mizuno, they actually worked. If you need something super light swinging, something like the Threat, I think is going to work really well for you. The Avenge, of course, if you want a different kind of handle and want a really good feel, that's going to be great. But the list goes on, really. There's a lot of really good bats out there. We always like to shout out Anderson. We think they make good stuff, and nobody really... There you go, folks. A lot of options out there for 2020. Another shout out to Baseball Express, and that's what we got for you for 2020 Best USA Baseball Bat.